I am a big believer to make it as easy as possible for your customers and prospects to reach out to you. You want to make sure that there are no hurdles, and one of the greater ways to do this is to add a chat to your website. There's, of course, like 2 different kinds of chats you can do here. Within HubSpot, these are both within the same system. And you can, of course, just manually handle all of these requests. You can fully automate it. Or what I like the most is a combination of the 2. And in this video, I'll show you exactly what this chat looks like, how you can easily implement it on your website, and how you can configure it so that it works just the way you want it to work. Let's dive right in. So here we are on my website, and as you can see, like at the bottom right here, I have this chat icon. Now you can configure this to also open up and maybe ask a question if you want that to happen. Or you can just leave it like this and people will have to click it to then be able to chat with you. So here you can see, I have here, we typically reply in a few minutes. One thing that's good to know as well is that when you're using this chat implemented within HubSpot, you're able to answer these questions within HubSpot when you're logged into the browser, but you can also set it up in such a way that you get notifications within the HubSpot app on your phone as well, making it that you can swiftly reply to any messages you get. Let me just quickly show you how this works. So I will add this message here right now. After you send the first message, you can see here that you can also send files. And I've definitely had people sending files to us through the chat as well. It's really easy. It just, like, especially for the initial contact, it just makes it really easy. And right here, I have like my phone here on my desk as well. I can see the notification coming in and I'm able to immediately reply to this message. So actually, for the sake of this video, let me just take my phone here. As you can see, that's the notification that I got. And I will just type out my reply right here so that you immediately can see it on the screen, what it shows like. So you can even see that I'm typing right now, which is also really nice. And there you have the message. And that's just like, that's what it looks like on my phone. And then obviously you can see it on the screen, how it looks there. And another thing that's really interesting is like, when you look at it on the phone, you can also add a comment to it. So maybe if this is a message where we want to involve someone else, the customer has a specific question, it's for another department, you can just go to the comment section, you can tag someone from the team, and you can work that way as well. Also, if the customer already submitted a form on your website and there's an active cookie, it will be matched with their HubSpot contact profile as well, so that you can immediately see who it is and any additional information that you might need, like open deals, open requests, open service tickets, like any of that stuff. All right, so now we know what the chat looks like. Let's get into how you actually set up a chat like this. So for this, we'll go to HubSpot. And in HubSpot, the first thing we want to check is that we actually have set up the tracking on our website. So if you go to tracking and analytics here, to tracking code, you want to make sure that this code is actually present on your website so that you are able to show the chat. Because once this tracking code has been added, this allows you to add things like the chat to the website and make it work right from HubSpot, so you don't need to involve your web development team at all. So once we've done this, then we're ready to set up our chat. So if we go down here in settings, and then we go to inbox and help desk, and here you can see that we can connect a channel. Now, the channel we want to add here is a chat. So as you can see within this demo account, I haven't set up a chat yet. So let's start here. And this is actually how you will see it the first time as well. So first thing is you can add branding to the chat. So make sure that like either you choose your main brand color, but sometimes it might also be better to make it stand out a little bit. So if everything on your website, let's say that your brand color is red and everything on your website is red and you want the chat to stand out a little bit more, it might actually be better to use blue in this case. So we'll just leave it at blue, but as you can see, we have like a couple of options here that we can choose from. But let's leave it at blue for now. Then in the next step, it's going to allow us to create that first chat flow. So here you can see what the chat heading will say. So we can add a custom name and avatar. So maybe you want to create an avatar that people will chat with. Or you can add specific users and teams at the top here, in which case that will be shown. Or you can even choose to have the contact owner be ready here. So if we know who is chatting with us, and we know that Bob is the contact owner for that contact, they will actually immediately see Bob here, and they will also immediately be connected with Bob, which is really interesting and makes for a really personalized experience, which is great. I love personalized experiences. It's something you always should try to shoot for when possible. Let's in this case just say that we'll do specific users and teams. I'll just have myself here. But if you have teams within HubSpot, you can also select the team, and then contacts that start a chat will be rotated between that team. You have this welcome message. So this is the first thing that's shown whenever they open the chat. And I think this one is actually good for now, but as you can see, you can just customize this however you want. So got any questions, happy to help, and then people can just start the chat. We want to automatically assign conversations to specific team members as well. So here we see assign to, and I'll just assign these to myself, but you can choose the different team members that would be assigned to this chat. And then at the bottom here, we also have this checkbox where we can choose to pop open the welcome message as a prompt. Just when I was showing it on my website, I actually just refreshed the page right before, at which point it didn't do that anymore, but otherwise it will just like show the full chat after a couple of seconds as a prompt, and then that might trigger people to actually start a conversation. Then for the availability. So here you can choose when the chat will be available and also what information you want to show about that. So first of all, you can say here, we do it based on operating hours. Monday through Friday from 9 to 5 would be perfectly fine. But you can also say the chat is available 24/7. The other option here is to have the chat available based on user availability. So that means when nobody is active within HubSpot and nobody is available to reply, the chat would actually not be available. But let's leave it at this for now. Then we have the availability behavior. So here we can choose what happens if we're outside of these hours. So whenever we're available, it will just say, we typically reply in a few minutes, or you can change that or add a custom response or do not show the reply time at all. I usually leave it at a few minutes because that's also the actual response time whenever somebody is available. In your case, that might be different, but I would say like try to be responsive to these because there could be some high value prospects in here. Also, whenever somebody tells me that nobody uses these chats and they don't bring any value to the company, I actually bought the engagement ring for my fiance through a chat on a website. So that's always my argument whenever somebody says that that's not used and not valuable to the company, because I definitely know that the generations that are buyers right now, they are interested in using a chat. They grew up using a chat. It's their default way of communicating. So here the availability behavior when we're away, we want to show an away message, for example. So we can say, we're away right now, but we'll get back to you as soon as we can. So people can still leave a message. They'll be asked for their email address and we'll get back to them through email. But we can also just say do nothing and still have it available there, although that might not be the greatest way to do it. Or you can just hide the chat altogether. Then you can also set max capacity. We'll not do that right now, but you could add a message that there's a wait time. And then for outside of the working hours, you can show the return time, or you can just show an away message as well. Also, when you show that return time, people will still be able to chat and they will be asked for their email address so you can respond later. So we'll set it up like this now. Here we can preview it, how it looks on desktop, how it looks on tablet, and how it will look on mobile. We click next. Again here, like as I mentioned in the beginning of this video, you need to make sure that the tracking code is installed on the website. So you can just like look up these instructions here on how to add that. Like in most cases, I would say the tracking code should already be on the website. If not, you can always just add the email address of the web developer here, and HubSpot will send them a nice email telling them how they can just add this tracking code in there, and it will take them less than 1 minute. So now we'll do skip for now because I don't have this set up on any website. And you can see that we got a sample message here. So now I can also show you how this looks within HubSpot. But first, if you like this video so far, make sure to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and really be on the journey to HubSpot excellence. Now, if we go to the inbox, which you can also find here in the sidebar through CRM and then inbox, you will see that any chats will come in here. If you have different channels connected as well, you see that these are split up. So we have a chat here, we also have email, and here we can see that message, the demo message that came in. It's also still telling me that I don't have the tracking code on the website, which is fine for now. But here you also can easily respond to these messages. They will always show up in the notifications here as well. So you get that alert, you get a notification sound if you have the sound on. As I also said, you will have all of the information about that person right here if it can be linked to a certain person. So that means either an active cookie or they put in their email address, so it's matched that way. We have the contact owner here, so we can also change that. We can add it to someone else. And then here you can just respond to this message in the live chat. We also have access to some AI commands here. So if we say write for me, I can actually use AI to create my response or draft my response for me here. Another option we have here is to actually call the person that started the chat. I would honestly not really do that unless you like really know the person well. But another option would be if you can see here that they are offline already. You can also switch to email, and then the message you type here will actually be sent as an email to them. And then here as well, you will have the comment section where you can tag team members or maybe add a comment for yourself. So this will not be shown to the person you're chatting with. But yeah, so this is how you set up that first chat. So next, let's have a quick look at the chat flows. So if you go to automations here and then chat flows, you'll see this chat flow that just got created. But this is also where you can create a chat flow that has like some automated messages in there as well. So let's just create a new chat flow here. We want this for the website. This will be for the inbox, so you can also create one specifically for the help desk. And the language is English. You can already see that you have like a couple of bots here that we can use. So for example, we have a concierge bot, we have a qualify leads bot, we have a meetings bot, we have an offline bot, and you can also just create a bot from scratch. Another interesting one is also if you're working with a knowledge base within HubSpot, this is a valuable one as well, because this will actually link to that knowledge base. And whenever people ask you any questions, the bot will look it up in the knowledge base and then give them the right answer based on the knowledge base articles. So let's have a quick look here. So here you can already see an example for the qualify leads bot. Here it says like, what would you like to do? Learn about products. Before we get started, need to collect some basic company information, how many employees, okay, the amount of employees, and then we can actually connect them to the team. But first we want to know their name, for example, and all of this information here will actually be added to HubSpot at that time as well. So we have the name, we have the email address, and then the bot will connect the person to someone in the team. So that means that when they connect to someone within the team, that person can immediately be like, hey Sadie, how are you doing today? I see that you have a team of like 25 to 50 people. I'm happy to help you with our specific offers for that company size, for example. No, there's probably some better questions you can ask there, but for the sake of this demo. And you immediately can get started. And also, if they would get disconnected, you have their email address already. And having their email address also means that we have their domain, so we can look up their website, we can see what business they are in. And this, of course, is all really valuable information for sales. So let's say we do the concierge bot here. Then we need a meeting link. So let's add the meeting with Jasper. And now you can see that like this concierge bot will ask, choose an option below what you want help with. Get help, learn more, talk to sales. And then you can see what happens after they choose those options. So for example, when they say get help, you can immediately connect them to a team member. If they say learn more, you can ask them what they want to learn more about, and then see if they still need more help, and then talk to sales. You can ask some contact information first. So here you will see that name will be added to the contact name. Email address will be added to the email for that account as well. And then they're able to book a meeting, and all of that information can be connected together, and people are able to book a meeting within the chat right away. Makes it really easy. Last but not least, I'm also quickly going to show you how the custom chat would work. So if we go back here to create another chat flow, go to inbox. I'm going to try to keep this short though, because I know it's already a pretty long video at this point. So if we go to start from scratch here, create, and then you can actually start creating your own bot. So this is a really interesting one as well. So we start again with the welcome message. You can change this message here if you want. And here you can also see how it pops up whenever the chat is available on the website. Then once your visitor opens the chat, they will see this message, which is the prompt. The action name is always just for internal purposes. But this is the actual message that they will see when they open it. So let's say, hey, how can I help you today? So this is a regular message. You can also add some quick replies here. So you can say, I want to buy a product. Maybe another one, like let's say there's an e-commerce store. Where is my package? So now we have a couple of options here. We can also choose to disable open responses. And in this case, we don't really need to save that to a property. So let's save this. And then next, we can do the if-then branch. So now we can create branches based on their response. So if the response is any of, where is my package, for example, the next action will be, you can choose to go to a new action, or you can show a certain message. So let's go to a new action. In this case, we'll just send them a simple message. So for example, we could say, you can see the shipment status of your order on our shipping status page, example.com/shipping status. And if we save that, we will now see that when somebody responds, where is my package? We can show them that message, and this way support doesn't have to send the same message over and over again if this is a question that they get quite often, for example. And you can really build this out however you want. So if you look here, the building blocks, you can ask a question, which also allows you to save those responses to properties within HubSpot. You can offer them an email subscription. So for example, if they ask like, how can I get more information about your products? You can suggest that they sign up for product updates through email. You can set a contact property value, company property value. You can add them to a static list. So for example, if they give a certain response here, you want to add them to a static list, which you will then use for other marketing purposes. You can do a knowledge base lookup. So again, if you're using HubSpot's knowledge base, this is great as well. You can send a conversation to a team member. You can let them book a meeting with sales or anyone on your team for that matter. And you can also enroll them in workflows. You can trigger a webhook if you want to like do a certain task in another system that you're working with, or you can even run a code snippet. So it's really customizable. It's a great way to create a great customer experience on your website. It's a great way to qualify leads. It's a great way to let people have conversations with customer service. So I would highly recommend looking into the chat through HubSpot. I'm seeing a lot of HubSpot users that are not using the advantage of the chat, or maybe don't even know about it. So I hope this video would be helpful for you. If you like this video, I'm sure you will also like the one about automating testimonials, which I will link right up here. And I hope you will have a great time setting up your first chat flow on HubSpot. Let me know in the comments below what you're using your HubSpot chat for. If you have inspiration for other people watching this video who will also look at the comments. So leave your message there and I'll see you in the next video.